Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teaches Noob. Today I have with me Gene.
Hello.
And today we're going over book 2 of X-Men The End. Now Gene, just try and summarize to everyone what we went over with last time.
Everybody dies.
A lot of people died. But basically, okay,
everybody,
I'll sum it
everybody
up.
dies.
Jean Grey is back. Jean Grey is back. A bunch of people want her. A whole bunch of convoluted multiple plots from different villain factions are happening at once. And a bunch of war scrolls just killed off a whole bunch of the characters by the end.
And Madeline Pryor is back.
Madeline Pryor's back, and she killed off Dust and is disguised as her.
That's just so dirty. Give the woman an honorable death at least. Let the woman die fighting.
I think she was trying to fight. It's just that she's going up against Madeline.
But we didn't see anything. This is
remember, she turned into sand.
And then she takes her job and off. Come on.
I know, to be fair though, Dust did. He saw there was sand all around Madeline. Dust was trying to do her thing.
Cop out.
I know. But anyway, so now we're into book 2, Heroes and Martyrs. As, of course, Scott is completely devastated by all this. I mean, look at it. That used to be the Xavier Institute. There's no way you can rebuild it now. Just look at that. Just damn, right?
Yeah. But the Xavier Institute has been destroyed before.
But not like this. You'd have to get a whole bunch of new ground and everything to even give a place to build it on, unless you build it on the water.
Fair point.
But yeah, everyone's trying to figure out what happened, who caused this. The president's trying to figure it out. And then they get word from this guy named Vargas, the head of the XSE, which Sage was a part of. He gives a summary of what had happened. Any idea how the X-Men will respond? Sir, their leadership has been decapitated. We're not even sure yet who's still alive, much less in charge. Director Vargas, you understand my concern. Given the forces already unleashed and the powers of the X-Men themselves, I won't tolerate private wars or vendettas. It's your responsibility to keep the peace, which is probably what made us one of their prime targets. Don't let this get any worse. So in other words, everyone's worried about how the X-Men are going to react, and unfortunately now they're going to put the Nimrod Sentinels on full alert just in case.
Okay.
Up and then there's Bishop.
Oh, all right.
Yep, and he's helping everyone out, and North Star is hurt. I don't know if he's dead or not. Oh, but then we see Domino meets up with what we think is Wolverine. It's not. And unfortunately, Richter, Domino, and Farrell are all wiped out like punks. Again, by the War Scrolls.
Oh, okay.
Again, that's a cop-out. But they're going out like punks.
At least Domino's, she has her gun and she's shooting at him.
Yeah, but you know what I'm getting vibes of? I'm getting vibes of the Teen Titans getting taken out like punks.
Well, yeah, it's annoying, but it's better than what Dust got.
Right. Now, apparently, it looks like Gambit, the Skrull disguised as Gambit, took all the kids away. And Emma is freaking out, which I could believe it.
Yeah.
All right. And, yeah, so they're all trying to figure out what's going on. So, of course, they're going to fly Emma over there as fast as they can. But, yeah, all of the kids were abducted, and Dark Beast is punching.
Sure that's actually Rogue?
Wait, what?
Is she sure that's actually Rogue and not one of these Skrulls?
No, that is actually Rogue. I get what you mean. But Yeah, Dark Beast is there, right? He wants to experiment on the kids. Oh, I love this. You're so precious. Do you practice those X-Men fighting stances? Do you dream of the day you get your very own uniforms? Spandex, latex, or leather? What's your favorite? Tell me, brave boy, can you match this? Do you really, truly want to? I gotta say, Dark Beast is one of those interesting concepts, isn't he? Too bad they keep making present main Beast more like him.
No thanks.
But yeah, it turns out Gambit is there, and it turns out Gambit actually is working with Sinister.
Yeah, but you can't trust Gambit, so you can't trust his reasons why he's there. He might be a mole.
Exactly. And it turns out Northstar does die, meets up with his sister and the rest of Alpha Flight.
Aww.
But at least he went out helping everyone.
That's true.
But yeah, look at all those who died. Now again, there's Madeline, but disguised as Dust, and she's going to do all she can to try and help Scott. Now, spoiler alert ahead of time, Scott's known as Madeline. He just doesn't want to say anything because he wants to know what her end game is.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not an idiot. Oh boy! So yeah, they're meeting up with everyone else at Storm, and utilizing some tech, and Wolverine show up, and that's really them.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so Storm is back on her feet. I've got news for you, Scott. Absent the circumstances, Wolverine, I'm glad you're here. You're going to need me. We were attacked by a war Skrull. But that would mean we could be at war with the Shi'ar. Because apparently, yeah, the Skrulls and the Kree are working under the Shi'ar.
Okay.
So yeah, now Jean is reaching out and communicating with Xavier about everything that's going on, as we get a bit of a summary about it all. When we see Domino show up, Callisto actually starts attacking her. And for a moment, like, Callisto, Charles, the silence crash. Either Callisto's gone crazy or Charles under attack. Either way, there's nothing we can do. But yeah, Callisto gets thrown. All of her knives gets thrown at her. And then Xavier fights Domino. But then it's revealed to be, well, of course, the War Skrull.
Of course.
Now, again, so this is before House of M. Again, Xavier's stuck to the chair. But yeah, but Xavier, utilizing his telepathy, is actually able to get through them, fight them, and then Psylocke takes them out.
Ah. I guess it makes sense.
Charles, you're not supposed to be so careless. What?
The costume. What the hell is that?
Yep. The situation was completely under control. Right. I wanted a prisoner, Elizabeth. I can't interrogate a corpse. He was implanted with a brain mine, Charles. His cortex was already fried. Yours would have been next. Anything less wouldn't have saved you. I can take care of myself. So could Calypso and Callisto. This isn't a game, Charles. It's not good guys and bad guys. This time it's war. Sorry about this, Chucky. Should have got all the spikes.
Oh,
Let myself get sloppy and soft. You did just fine. And if just this once you do as you're told, you'll be fine. So yeah, they're communicating with Cyclops about what's going
never
on.
works out as doing what you're told. If someone says that to you, not be fine.
Yep. But yeah, as soon as they got there, yeah, they're all freaked out again about all this. And then meets up with Kitty, and they're dead. Too many. And they're just the beginning. So they're trying to figure out they're regrouping to figure out what to do, who to go after. And it looks like there's the War Skrulls, meaning with the Shi'ar, but you also have Sinister involved. And apparently Gambit's been working for Sinister to steal the kids. Why? Who knows? And the other big question is how much of this was all intentionally them working together and how much of this was just a coincidence?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with them. Out of the question. Damn you, damn you, damn you, god damn you! My children are gone! He stole my babies! I should have stayed the White Queen! I should have killed you all back at the beginning! At least then we never have fallen in love. Like, you think I don't want to go or howl? But this is war, Emma, and someone has to call the shot. It's who I am. It's what I do. Where is this Colossus Cyclops been? What?
That tirade by Emma is a
Emma?
bit overdramatic. Let it slide. She's freaking out over losing her children. I can understand that.
Yep, but seriously, where has this Cyclops been?
Hell if I know.
Yep, but they're told she had to come back, and Kitty had to go back for the election. Otherwise, if they don't, her opponent will win, and she's a racist, and she's winning. Why? Because it's showing that she cares more about the X-Men than the people of Chicago. So now she has to make the decision to go back. Oh, and Beast, the soldiers are war scrolls. This is another attack. Uh-oh. But Cecilia is able to stop one of them. As they're trying to deal with, again, the war scrolls are trying to take another attack. They're all knocked around. Dust actually tries to stop them. Dust, go with Magma. Help her look after the kids. Again, they're doing a much better job this time against them. They're still losing people, but it's a lot better still. Oh dear. Run or hide, it makes no difference. You will not escape, and nothing you can do to stop me. So of course he got phased through and then reformed in the ground.
Oh, there's Kitty, I think. Yeah, Kitty.
Yep, yeah, I know. I like when Kitty does that. It's like she has no choice but to do that.
Right.
But yeah, so they're all trying to figure out what to do, and unfortunately Emma got hurt during all that.
Okay.
So yeah, they're trying to figure out what else to do, and it's quite clear the Shi'ar want a war. But he also tells Kitty to stay. She needs to run, make her case to win the debate and everything, because this will be the big a big win for all the mutants. If a mutant becomes a mayor.
Yeah, I mean, from a public relations standpoint, that would be a big win.
It would be. So yeah, now we see Ilea, Bishop and Desperte's daughter, having some nightmares of everything happening as she's being sent away. And that's when she was found by Binary, who helped raise her.
Okay.
But then something is attacking inside and hidden inside. We're also seeing a brief moment of between Kurt and Jean just talking about the Phoenix and everything, and saying how you can't imagine how tempting it is to just cut loose. But Jean decides to use her abilities. What?
I said, well. There's some foreshadowing.
Yep. But Jean decides to use her abilities to help Nocturne out, to heal her. And she does. But then something is chasing Ilea further in until she finds this old Imperial Corsair hidden inside. She makes her way in, and it opens up, and we find, we don't find out who it is yet, but there's something in there. And we see a brief moment of Jean and Kurt kissing.
Well, that's odd.
Yeah. And we're seeing Nocturne when she was part of a band. They're trying to help her get through it all.
Right.
But then we get a dream of a time when Nocturne was with the held captive. Turns out we see this bit with Ileandra making a deal. Turns out the Brood were wiped out, but not in another universe. So the only way to bring them through without being brought in is... Oh, I know, but this is them from another universe, a pure strain from another dimension. And but they need something to do. She even says, if I bankrupt the Shi'ar for it, I'll simply conquer the empire next door and bleed them dry. But unfortunately, they gotta make it undetected. So what will she do? She'll use Deathbird.
Oh Lord.
And sure enough, hit on board a Corsair is Deathbird. And Alea gets in close, hugs her, and unfortunately she gets stabbed. And we see that Deathbird was fully taken by the Brood. And she's killed off, but we don't realize now that Alea is infected. So yeah. So Nocturne is back. And yeah, seems to be going fine, but obviously Alea is now keeping it hidden for now. So meanwhile, Kitty is being torn. You know what I mean? She wants to go back and stop it all, but at the same time, you know what I mean, right? It's like she's so torn.
Right. That makes sense.
See, right, this is coming off a lot better than the first one, isn't it?
It is the pacing. I mean, it's still way too convoluted in my opinion, but the pacing's a lot better. It seems to be actual story coming together. I'm not nearly as annoyed.
Yep. But yeah, so Wolverine and the others find the rest of X-Force and give him a proper burial.
Okay,
of course,
good.
But of course, because of Rachel's connection to the Phoenix Force, Wolverine's starting to think she might be a liability, but she talks her out of it. Talks him out of it as they go and see a vision of what had happened. So they saw to follow behind. We're seeing that Scott is calling all of the different students that have died, telling them, apologizing and saying how brave they were. Man, that's most people don't think about this stuff when they do these stories.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but he's making all these statements, seemingly talking to Jean, when in actuality he's actually talking. He knows Dust is Madeline. He's actually talking to Madeline. And he was talking out loud to Madeline, but it seems like he's just talking to himself. But no, he knows and he's talking to her. Yeah.
Right. He knows she's actually there, but it's set up to make it look like he's just thinking out loud.
Exactly. So they're trying to help calm Emma down, who's having a breakdown. You're running out on me, just like you did to Madeline. Oh, dear. Oh, and now they do something.
Oh, now she takes that into account.
Yep. Oh, I love this. We don't have any alternative. She's giving herself a stroke. Got to find a way to calm her down. Cecilia, why is she smiling? Do you really want to know? Look at what she's seeing.
Oh, Lord.
So basically all this is trying to keep her calm. But then we're having Rogue, and she's reaching out to Rogue, and actually is sharing her abilities telepathically and psychically, so that Emma can be there to help Rogue out. Meanwhile, we see Bobby and Sage are still trying to figure out what to be doing next. And meanwhile, and when giving one of her debates, Kitty gets hit with a brick. And everyone's starting to get into a riot. She's like, people of Chicago, we're not about this. Not about this. The founding fathers gave us the means to effect peaceful change in our government. The ballot box. Like me as a candidate or not, want me as your mayor or not, that's where you take action. And how you do so by exercising your franchise, but not with a brick or a dose of pain or a gun. That's not the American way. You have a problem with me being a mutant? I got to ask why. What does that change about me? Wherein does it make us different? Is that maybe I don't have to open my door when I forget my keys, or wasted a bathroom. Hey, laughter's good. Laughter puts things in perspective. Fact is, I want safe streets in my hometown, same as you. I want my garbage picked up. I want a decent neighborhood and a good school. I want a place where I can raise my family. I even want a World Series championship with the Cubs. But let's not be silly. And I love it eventually. Cash your votes. Bricks will keep for building houses. Way to go, Kitty. That's on some speech, isn't it?
Certainly more uplifting than what you hear in today's world.
I know. Obviously, the kids are trying to figure out what to do. As we then see Scott talking with Sinister. And it turns out he is trying to figure things out. Meanwhile, we see stuff going on with Cable as he's still being kept under control. And yeah, they want to do, and they've also captured Wolverine and the others. So basically, all of this has been Sinister's master plan to get his own victory. He wants Phoenix. Now, of course, Danny Moonstone is having her own issues. We see Rogue is trying to figure things out with Sinister, and she soon figures things out. Now, Danny eventually is put under, but thanks to Hela, she is reborn as Valkyrie, and we find out this is the whole Third Summer Splinter. Turns out, Gambit was one of Sinister's clones.
Okay.
Now, this is apparently something that Claremont's been wanting to do for a while. I mean, look at them. Oh, ring, ring, ring.
I got to mute it, yeah.
Oh, yep, go ahead. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry about that.
No worries. It happens. It happens. Hold on a second.
All right, so
yeah, but yeah, so look at yeah.
Sinister or his father or Gambit's father, what the heck's going on?
Okay, Gambit was a clone of Sinister, because you know how Sinister is. He always makes a new clone to put a new diamond in. But Gambit was originally is the first one where he combined his own DNA with the Summers blood. Meaning in this story, Gambit is the third Summers brother.
Oh yeah.
All right, but he was Gambit. That explains why Gambit's card stuff. It's loosely similar to Cyclops' I-beams. All right, but yeah, so we get a lot of this is all summary as Apocalypse had helped Sinister learn all of his abilities. And he would constantly be dying, making sure, growing old, siring a child, and then raising him until a certain point, and then continuing himself over, transferring his mind over. It's been going on for so long until he did that with what ended up being Gambit, until he was taken away. So that's been the explanation. A story for Claremont had wanted. Now to keep everyone happy, he's put each of them into different happy endings, including apparently X-23's with Night Thrasher of all people. There's Sabretooth who busts in on Wolverine and snaps him out of his dream.
Of course.
And when the kids try to do that, try to break him out of it. And of course, Gambit tried to go to help all the kids out. As that one Shaitan is attacking, and he throws some of his cards at them. He's trying to help get the kids out of there. That was his plan all along. Rogue is able to sense one of the kids and is heading on over there. And now thanks to Gene's able to help Logan bust his way out of there. Meanwhile, Danny has taken over, becoming Valkyrie, and she's able to stop the other side of Sinister's plans. Meanwhile, it's time for the debate with the Congresswoman and Kitty. And yep, she's saying it comes down to one simple question: do you want the next mayor of this great city to be a human being, or do we want a monster? Remember, she's racist.
Well, that is she's a politician. So
Yep, that's
politicians
racist.
to shame their political opponent.
Yep. But of course, Kate. Well, I'm a monster. What I am, ladies and gentlemen, by accident of birth, is a mutant. In my case, I can walk through walls. That's the only difference, because I'm also a citizen of the United States of America, endowed by my creator. Miss Tremaine's question is: does that difference make a difference? Are mutants monsters, or are we people? And where do we, as a city, as a society, as a species, go from there? We then see Rogue is flying on over there as all the kids are trying to fight up. As she shows up, helps out, meets up with the kids, and try to get them out there. Gambit's fighting them all off. Danny, like I said, is attacking from her end before she moves on. The debate is continuing on.
It's a cool design for Danny.
Oh yeah, I like it too. Well, she's a Valkyrie now. But yeah, which makes sense because she died. Now we see Cable attacks Rachel, but Rachel's able to fight back. Everything seemed to be going around for a big tussle. Mystique was actually with them. And then we see, again, more fighting going on until we then see what appears to be Gambit, and Mystique tried to stop. It was Sinister! Yep. But then Mystique goes in for the kill. Mystique, we have it in us to remake the world. Absolutely. And an infinitely better one without you! But then but unfortunately, Rogue does die. Aww. But then Gambit gets an idea. Since he is a Sinister copy, he can go in there and take his place and actually find a way to stop all this. Now, Mystique says, I can do the job better. Sinister work with slavers and the Shi'ar. They know all about morphs. He'll succeed where she won't. And basically now she's telling Mystique to go take care of the kids. Also, thanks to what Cable did, they have the looks of the Technorax assimilation process, but they're not under their control. So they can go in there and infiltrate the GR and stop everything. And then Rogue gives Kitty a farewell, saying, you may never see us again. And that's the end. At least they're going in with a battle plan. So how was that one?
Again, still too convoluted, but I would say that these were issues 4, 5, and 6, right?
Yeah. Well, no. Well, first one was one. Each one's a 6-issue miniseries. So this is the second set of 6 issues.
Okay. Well, this set is certainly better than the last set. There was actually some spacing, some pacing. And there are actually some parts where I actually did feel for the characters, like
Mystique.
Emma crazy and yelling at Scott. That honestly moved me. I still think it's entirely convoluted. Too many people here, but better than the first part.
Yep, and to be fair, also that's been an issue with the X-Men. They have too many characters. So what was Claremont to do, right?
I guess so.
He could only do so many times where he can, write out the character and saying they don't need to be involved, like Jubilee, for example.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think he's done this type of story before, right? The X-Men under attack, mutants under attack. But I think he was working with a smaller cast then, right? Days
Yeah,
of Future
this one
Past.
has way too many.
Yeah, this is just too
But
big. Again, it's like Mortal Kombat Armageddon. You just throw everybody into the pot.
exactly, I would say though, I think the Kitty story is the best story.
Oh yeah, Kitty actually, trying to, you know, appeal for
Mutant
appeal to
rights.
people's, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and at least Sinister's off the board now, and that was a good action sequence at the end. The kids and everyone joining in to stop. But poor Rogue.
Yeah, but he's always kind of been a tragic character. So, but I did expect Mystique to. I don't know. I mean, like, Mystique has very few people she sincerely cares about. Rogue is one of them. If her daughter
Yes,
dies at her sight, she's gonna go mad. So I
which
was
she
expecting
did.
more let me get a gun and just kill everything type of response out of her.
True, but at the same time, she also knows that Rogue has kids, and they need someone. But she was willing to jump and said, "Let me do it. You stay with the kids." She was ready to just go jump in and do it.
That's a fair point. I guess I've just never. I mean, like Mystique's whole thing is that she's a survivor and self-centered, with the exception of very few individuals.
Like
So
Rogue.
it's hard for me to imagine her being rational when
True. Well, I
effectively
think that's why
her
Gambit had to talk her down. I think that's why Gambit had to talk her
right.
down by saying that.
I just don't think he could though. That's the thing. It's like she she,
True.
she would she would destroy the world for Destiny. She would destroy the world for Rogue. She might destroy the world for Nightcrawler on a good day. That's all I gotta say.
That's true. That's true. But hey, we got one more to go through. One more set of these to go through. And let's see if does Claremont stick the landing and who's the overarching big bad of this whole big fiasco. We'll find out on the next one. See you guys then.
All right.